Alright, YouTubers. So I'm up here in the pasture and I just finished setting all the posts for the solar array and just putting concrete in with them. I was going to use like the logs from the trees that we cut down, but my chainsaw broke and I can't get the part for like another week or two, so I just went ahead and bought these 4x4 pressure treated posts instead, and we'll make it do. But I'll show you what that looks like here. So we have 7, the longer ones are 7 12-foot posts, and then these shorter ones are 7 8-foot posts, and they all go about 3 feet in the ground. I think it was the average of like a little over 3 80-pound bags per post. I went through 47 in total for concrete of the 80-pound bags. A lot more than I was expecting, but we get some strong winds out here and I don't want it blowing over, blowing it away. So I'll flip the camera around and show you what the idea is. All right, so the idea here is that we're gonna run horizontal beams, I guess you could call it, across all of these at our height. We need, I think it's 23.8 degrees is what we're going for the angle of our panels. So I'll run a beam across all of them, top and bottom, and then we'll run like almost like purlins horizontally, or I guess more like rafters, and then purlins across those. So the panels will sit on top. And I'm just gonna mount them directly into the wood. I've got some big old structural lags for all of the wood part, and then where the panel is attached to the wood, we'll do like nut and bolts straight through. That way we don't have to worry about this thing coming off at all. So it's looking good. A lot of work, a lot of digging and shoveling. All right, haven't made a video in some time, so here's an update. Natalie and the kids are in Arizona while I'm trying to finish building all this solar stuff, so that way we don't have to rely so much on the generator. It's getting warmer and I just don't really want them out here until there's electricity so they can run the air conditioner all day or whatever and not be uncomfortable. So I've been building the solar array up here in the pasture, the ground mount. I just finished putting all of the rafters, if you will, up. What I did is I got these pressure treated 4x4s. I was gonna use logs. Let's see if I can hold this. My arms are tired. There we go. I was gonna use logs. I just was having a hard time getting them up here because I can't bring the truck across the creek right now. We don't have a bridge or dam or anything. And just ultimately it was easier to buy the 4x4s pressure treated so they're in the ground. We don't have to worry about them rotting. I dug all these holes, so I have 14 of those, 2 rows of 7. I dug holes and put concrete in, concreted these posts in. It was 27 bags of concrete. Sorry, 47 bags of concrete. I ended up using a lot more than I anticipated. Maybe overkill, I don't know. And then I took all that lumber that we had milled. So far I've used 2x6s. So I took a bunch of 2x6 by 10 foot and I stuck 2 together to make it a 4x6 basically. and I stretched the 4x6 from post to post. So you'll see there's one of the pressure treated posts, and then there's this one right next to me, and then in between those are the 4x6s that I put together. And then I was gonna use 2x4s every 4 foot, going from beam to beam, but I only had 10-foot 2x4s and they weren't long enough. So I ended up grabbing the 2x6s that I had in the mill pile. They're 16 foot. So I 2x6 by 16 foot every 4 foot. That runs all the way down. This whole thing is 61 feet, if I remember correctly. And it's at 28 degrees. And we're facing south for optimal sun time. I almost messed it up. I was 10 degrees off. I was at 18 degrees, so I had to redo it. Just a learning curve, having to redo a lot of stuff. So we'll figure it out though. So yeah, next thing I'm gonna do is stretch some purlins out with these 2x4s and go all the way across. We're gonna have 3 rows of 11 panels, so we have 33 panels right now sitting right there. Just picked them up. They're heavy, 1,500 pounds worth of panels here, and they are like 68 inches by 45 basically. So they're big, and they weigh 45 pounds a piece, so big and heavy. Yeah, here's the array. Looks good, I think. Yeah, now I gotta figure out these purlins going across. So here we go. Post. The lumber from the sawmill is technically rough cut, so you could see it's not perfect. It's got some, waves in it and whatnot, but it's on hand and it was cheap to have that gentleman do it for us, so I'm grateful. Some pieces like this, have some curve in them, so the bark fell off, but I use them all the same. I figure you really don't lose that much strength. So there we go. Here's what it looks like up here. Gorgeous. Just love it. Here's my fence that I put up, and we officially have gotten some new neighbors. Well, they bought the land, so they haven't done anything with it yet, except they came out here this week and had it surveyed for the fence line, which I did not do. The surveyor, they'll come and they'll put a stake every 100 feet. So there's one there and one there, and there's one way down there. Anyways, I just pulled a string from that person's fence. I measured that distance, 60 feet from his fence, and I measured the distance from his fence to here at 60 feet, and I put my fence in. Well, I'm off a little bit down there. I'll show you. This stake here represents the property line, and there's my fence. So I'm about a foot off. This should be, right here. And down there, I'm about a 1.5 feet off. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to redo it, at least this half of it. But we'll see how it goes. All right, two viewers. I figured I'd show how I'm doing this. So I'm under here, under the array. You can see we have the purlins that go across. Not purlins, maybe like rafters. And then these are the purlins. And I was having an issue like measuring and marking the holes and drilling them. The panels I feel like aren't perfectly square, like the corners might touch, but there'll be gaps in the middle and things like that. So what I come up with is this. I got this little bottle of red paint and I put a drop on my finger, and then what I do is there's like this little ledge here. You can see I already bolted this one in. Take my finger and I stick it where the bolt goes, lift up the panel, drill the holes out, put it back, and lock everything in. So, like, these ones I'm about to drill out. Let me see, I could probably show you over here. So, this second row I'm finishing up, and you can see there's a little drop of red paint right there. So, I'll lift the panel up, drill the hole, and be good to go. Here it is. I'm about 2/3 of the way done. I gotta put, I have 3 rows of 11, so there'll be one more row of 11 up here. 33 panels in total. This is 22, looks like. Yeah, so it's a process. It's going a lot quicker though. The first 11 panels took me days, like 4 days. The second 11, I did all these in an hour or 2 hours. So it's going a lot smoother now that I have the paint and the system. And of course it's easier because I could just set the second row on top of the first. That's going good. Hopefully next video I make, they'll be done. All the panels will be up. I'm in a race against the clock. Today's the 4th of July. And Natalie and the kids come back on the 12th of July. So I got like 7 days to finish all the solar stuff. And God willing, we'll see. Here's what's going down. The panels are done. They're up there. Minus that one, because it's broken upon shipment. They're there. But right now, there's a storm coming. See that? It's been thundering, no lightning yet, and no rain. So we're praying that's just thunder, God. Let it be just thunder and no rain. If it is rain, we'll tough it out. Whenever it rains while I'm trying to do something, this is how I think of it. 2 ways. One way I think of it as God is saying this: how bad do you really want it? Are you willing to work for it in the rain? The second way I think of it is like this: my plans are not the same as God's plans. I might have this work planned for the day, and God's like, no, that's not what I have planned for today. So, I don't know. Working on it. Anyways, this is what we're about to do. We got the wire. 6 spools of 6-gauge wire, 1,000 feet each. Each one weighs 90 pounds. Luckily, my neighbor gave me some of this. This is called sucker rod. It's for those oil wells, pump jacks. Don't really matter. I chopped it up. He gave me a piece of it. I chopped it up. Worked out. It can hold the weight of them and they can spin. So I've got all the spools on the front here. 1, 2, 3. They're all facing with the wire on top. So when they unroll, they roll towards the outside of the ladder. Spools on the back. Those 3 on the back side. It's the wires coming from underneath. So it rolls that way towards the other edge of the ladder. That way they don't bump into each other and create friction while I'm trying to pull. What we're trying to do right now is pull all 6 of these strands 800 feet. Let me turn this camera around. So we'll check back in. If this works out, I'm gonna be one happy camper. If it doesn't work out, my neighbor said he'll hear. Looks like the Lord heard us. The storm is now all of a sudden moving that way. I don't know if you could see how quickly those clouds are moving, but they're going, and they're going quick. It's dodging us. Praise God. All right, so I have this PVC pipe, which if you've been following along, when I did the water line, I put the wrong PVC pipe in. Well, this is that wrong PVC pipe. Now we're reusing it, repurposing it for the conduit of all of our wires. So you see the string sticking out of here. I already set my string via jet line. I took 1,000 feet of twine, unrolled it, tied it to a grocery bag, taped it to a grocery bag, and 800 feet later, this conduit ends right before the creek. And I taped shot back there, sat there at the vacuum, had it run for quite some time. That took a while, but eventually it sucked the grocery bag down there with the twine. So this twine is already in the pipe all the way down there. The first run that we're doing, like I said, 800 feet. So we're gonna pull all 6 of these spools at the same time, 800 feet, and then after that 800 feet, we got about 200 more feet to go. So we're just praying that this goes well. I've been praying today, yesterday, all week basically in preparation for this. Natalie's been praying for it. So hopefully we don't have any issues. We're asking the Lord to bless it. It would really suck if the string broke inside of there, because it'd be really hard for me to determine where the string broke. Because I'd have to cut the PVC pipe open to find the wire. Just a disaster if it breaks. So we're praying that doesn't happen. Right now I'm going to label each spool, and I'm going to label each wire from each spool, like a A1 and A2 and B1 and B2, because each 11 panels, there's 3 rows of 11 here, 33 panels. Each 11 gets 2 wires. So yeah, we're gonna label them, tape them together, tie them to the string, and pull. And hopefully all this stays situated as is, and it all works out.